To Texas, imagine sending your child off to college, then you get a phone call from a sheriff's department saying your child is dead. And no one can give you a clear answer on what the hell happened. That's the nightmare of the family of 20-year-old Erskin Charles Jenkins. The psychology major at Texas Tech University was killed on November 23rd by a Lubbock County Sheriff's deputy who, according to reports, was holding a woman hostage. His mother, Sharon Jenkins, does not believe what the authorities say about her son. She joins us now from Shenandoah, Texas. Sharon, first of all, sorry for the loss of your son, and we have to do these stories, but you get a phone call and they said that your son was holding a woman hostage?
No, initially, when I got the phone call, the detective said, there's been a horrible accident, um, and your son was fatally wounded, which I didn't even understand. I was like, okay, I can, get a flight and get there. I'm thinking he's in a car accident or something. And then he said, no, ma'am, he's dead. And, then it was just like I went outside of myself, I think. But he said he couldn't give me any details and that he would have someone else to call me back. The next person that called me was a Texas Ranger, and I asked him what happened, and he said there was a party and there was alcohol and possibly drugs at the party, and we evacuated the party, and everyone evacuated, and your son didn't listen and the police shot him. That's
Okay,
what he said. Yeah.
so he said they evacuated, but your son didn't listen.
Yeah.
Did they say that your son's what, threatened the cops, tried to lunge at them? I mean, did they give any understanding? Was this cop wearing a body cam? Were there any folks at this so-called party? I mean, listen, young folk today, they videotape everything. So
Yeah.
is there
I
footage?
haven't seen any of that. We asked for all of that, but I haven't seen any of it. Yeah, they post everything, but there's been nothing posted.
Wow.
Everybody's silent. Um,
Well, that's weird because again, young people today record everything.
yes.
You has your family, has your attorney been in contact with the DA's office, with the police department to try to get information?
We have. He has. Um, there's been several public information requests that have been sent in, and everything that comes back has been redacted. I think is the proper way to pronounce it, and that it's just an open investigation.
So,
So
who's leading the investigation? The sheriff's department or the Texas Rangers?
the Texas Ranger. And then I found out there was no investigation as to what could have provoked whatever incident happened in the house. There's no investigation as far as that. So I don't know what happened to my son prior to the police killing him.
Have you talked to your state rep, your state senate, to get their involvement?
I've called several. At first, I couldn't get in touch with any of my state representatives in the Woodlands area. So I reached out to Senator Boris Miles, and is in the process of trying to assist me. And then finally, I was put in contact with my state senator, and by a close acquaintance, and um, I don't know.
So,
No one
so,
has given me anything.
your state senator hasn't assisted in any way.
His office did call and they said that they are working on it. So,
But you haven't heard from the state
but
senator.
not as of yet.
But you,
He did send me a text, but I don't have any information.
this is so. Have y'all tried to reach out to any students at any student? Like, first of all, okay, Was there actually a party, or is this what they're simply telling you? Have you talked to any of your son's friends? Was he in a fraternity? Has any of them communicated to y'all that they were with him that night? Anything?
So the people who were actually at the party, they have not communicated with us at all. But some of my son's friends who weren't at the party have said that there was supposed to be a Friendsgiving. So my son was there to apparently attend the Friendsgiving. The only person who was really his friend wasn't even planning to go to the party. And, you know, I don't know, once my son got back to the house after trying to go and pick up this particular friend, no one heard from him again.
And was this on campus? Was it off campus?
No, it was actually in Woodford, Texas, off campus.
Has the university tried to help you? Because I take
No, not at all.
Was this a party of Texas Tech students, or was it Texas Tech students and the community folk?
I understand that there were some people that were there from the community and some tech students. That's my understanding. But like I said, I don't have anything except for vileness that the Texas Ranger has spurred at us. But other than that.
So here we are 6 months later, and you literally don't know what the hell happened that night.
Literally.
Have they said that? Did the officer have a body camera on?
They said all of the officers had body cam footage, but they only showed us a summary of events, which, you know, he wants me to believe that that's unedited footage, but anyone with any knowledge knows the summary is that you are trying to make me believe the point that you're trying to make. That's not facts. I want to see unedited body cam footage.
Absolutely. That is crazy. Candace?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking that all this information is so good for people who are out there, especially attorneys, who I am sure are listening, and someone is going to come to your aid because there's so many unanswered questions and information that you need. I'm so sorry for your loss and hate that you have to be in this position, but the information that you have and that you're sharing is just so important. So I'm glad to hear because someone is going to take up the cause for you. That's what I predict. And I just hope that for you that you are able to get the information that you get. And thank you for sharing because this is really important so that other people who are in this situation can do the same thing because we need this information in order to move on and collectively understand what's happening there, especially with our young Black men.
Yes, thank you.
Michael?
First, I want to say I'm very sorry for your loss. And, this sounds senseless. But my question I wanted to pose is, I know at the beginning of this conversation and reading about this, the police tried to make it seem like your son created a hostage situation, but then you found out, okay, that's not true. All right. So how are they saying that things escalated to where he's actually killed? They were told to come out of the party or something like that. How are they saying things escalated?
Honestly, they haven't really said much to us. The information that we've gathered, we've had to gather and pay for ourselves. And from what we've gathered, my son was in need of medical attention when the police arrived and he was murdered instead.
Who is your attorney?
His name is Rick Eckerson.
Rick Eckerson, and he's out of
the Woodlands, Texas.
The Woodlands. All right. So I would love for my producer to be able to reach out to him. Again, I know I'm born and raised in Houston. I know State Senator Boris Miles well. He's my fraternity brother. You also have State Senator Royce West, who is in Dallas. Who is your state senator?
Is Senator Brandon Crichton.
Brendan Crichton. All right. So, I would love to, we're going to reach out to them as well to find out because, again, 6 months is a long time. If they have, I mean,
We
normally,
don't even know the officer's name.
and normally what happens, and unfortunately, I hate to have to say this, I mean, we've done way too many of these stories. And the reality is this here, based upon our experience, Candace, you know this as well, Michael too, that if there's body cam footage that shows your son charged them, had a weapon, they get that body cam footage out real fast. And when something was when it's 6 months and you still don't have a lot of answers, that speaks volumes as well. Has your attorney talked to? Okay, so the Texas Rangers are investigating. What is the district attorney's office in Lubbock County doing?
Nothing. I went there, and they were very offended that I even showed up, it appeared, because they don't have an investigation. They should be investigating what happened to my son prior to the officers arriving.
Right.
They don't know if he was trying to defend himself. They haven't investigated anything. They just said, oh, he's dead. They had a secret grand jury, no billed the officer, and that's that. And I'm just supposed to accept it. But I'm not going to take that. I'm not taking that.
Absolutely. Well, your son, what class? What was his classification? Sophomore, junior?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, majoring in what?
Psychology. And if they had did any kind of investigation, my son is a beautiful person. He's a beautiful person. They could have went and asked professors, advisors. They didn't even try to find anything out about him. They just wanted to build this narrative like he was some thug, and that's a lie. And tell him like he's from a impoverished home. That's a lie. Just liars. Just liars.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. Trust me, I understand. Well, we definitely going to make those phone calls. I'll actually be in Houston on Monday. I'm presenting two of my scholarships, actually 3 scholarships at my high school, Jack Yates High School. So I'll be definitely talking to my frat brother, Senator Boris Miles, to get his thoughts on this. And have you had any conversations with the NAACP in Lubbock? Or there in the Woodlands, or have you talked to, or even Gary Bledsoe, who is a Texas State chair of the NAACP?
I didn't know his name. The Lubbock NAACP has been very helpful. Dr. Melina Abdullah has been very helpful.
Yep. It was Melina who reached out to me. So what I'll do is I'll give Gary a call. I know Gary well as well with the Texas State Conference of the NAACP, and hopefully that they can make a statement and try to get some action and bring more attention to this, so you can get some answers and some clarity as to what happened to your son.
I appreciate it. I really do.
All right. We hate to have you on the show under these circumstances, but appreciate you coming on to tell your story, and certainly keep us abreast of any future information you get.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. To close this out, Michael, I mean, this is the thing, her son doing something wrong, charging the cops, cussing at them, flashing, brandishing a weapon. That body cam footage would have already been released.
Absolutely. And not only that, in reading an article on this, it talked about the fact that she watched some body cam footage that was heavily edited, but that footage that she saw contradicted the initial police statement and news reports that made it appear that her son had created a hostage situation. So another question, this is Texas, so the state's attorney general, I don't think he's going to do anything.
Oh, hell no. Ken Paxton is a thug.
Paxton.
I mean, again, and that's part of the problem. What you're now seeing, because, Candace, you got this idiot in the Oval Office, the Fed's not going to do anything. They're not going to investigate any cops. So the reality is public pressure is going to have to be applied in this case to get some answers and for them to release the damn body cam footage. That's what's going to have to happen.
Exactly. And they thought after 6 months she was going to go away, which is why Melina had to call you, who, by the way, she's my roommate from Howard University. But that's why she had to call and get some action on this. And what she did tonight was so important because she got out the right information. So someone will either team up with the attorney that she has or make him work harder to do what he needs to do in order to move the needle on this.
Yeah, and look, and again, I don't know who her attorney is. I don't know if he's black, if he's white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I don't know. But here's the reality in cases like this here. You got to go public. You got to use the public. You got to use public pressure. You got to work with civil rights organizations and others to get their attention. Otherwise, they're going to remain silent. And so, so that is the case. And so, yeah, we're going to stay on top of this, folks, because again, that is just look, a 20-year-old black man going to college and has to come home in a body bag, and the mom can't get answers. Just makes no sense to me at all. Folks, we're going to close the show out here. We have another one of our greats who is now an